Hello, welcome to the stream. Hello. Guys, if you're watching, say hi. So I know that people are watching so I can start. Um, so hold up. I think it's not live stream or portraiture. I'm just updating the title, so it's actually 3D animation. Just bear with me. 3D animation. I just updated, but I don't see it. Welcome. And today we'll be taking off from where we left at turn, and I actually managed to make the eyes working, so we can go through some eye animation. So I got some notes for eye animation, why are eyes so important, and why darts are very important to keep the character alive, so I think I'm gonna wait a bit for people to join in, or at least say hi, so that I know someone's watching. So we can jump into that. I mean, I can animate by myself, but I guess it's better if I can explain, so it's more clear for you guys. Oh, shoot me a message. Hi, big glob of go. How's it going? Where are you from? And thank you. I'm good. Just started the stream, waiting for people to join in. Which part of the world are you from? Oh, cool. I'm in Ontario, Toronto. It's getting cold here. Were you here last time for the head turn demo? Other live stream last weekend? God, at the end. Worries. Glad at least you got up on that. Alright. So from last time we couldn't get the pupils working, so what happened is they're kind of squinting right now. So we'll make it into like a normal default eyes, and then I wanted to we did like a basic head turn. So it's a basic one. So we will try to go ahead and start finishing this up. Is the music loud, or is it okay? Okay, I will turn it down. Is that better right now? I just want something in the background. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I don't want it to dominate my voice. Right. Good. All right. So I'm trying to see like instead of like a plain. Okay, you know what? Let's first correct the pupil so that they're not squinting. The last time we couldn't get the side to side working, but it's because we gotta key it, then it works. There's a small glitch happening. So yeah. So I just keyed it, so now it's working, so that's good. So let's make it into a nice... I was like, the eyes are pretty squinty right now. So let's select the TX. So what level of animation are you on, Big Gulp? Are you like just started or advanced? You're not an animator. Okay. That's cool. Always good to learn something new. Hey Joel, I'm using Maya, Autodesk Maya 2019 version. Okay. So last time we made the pupil go like up and down, favoring the blink. And right now, since like last time we couldn't make the pupil, the eyes go side to side, so we're gonna do that. We want the eyes to be leading. We want the eyes to be leading. So when the head turns, right here, we can be there. So Big Up, you said you're a game designer, or you're studying game design. What are your favorite games? I'm just keying here, so I want the eyes to be leading. We don't want that. We want a little bit of white space. So you're playing Watch Dogs. Woohoo! Yeah, you see in the back there, those are the Watch Dog posters. I work at Ubisoft Toronto, and I haven't worked on Watch Dogs. I'm currently working on Far Cry. Oh, free permit. That's awesome. You have like a dream company that you wanted to work after you graduate? Thanks, Joel. It's actually easy if you get around it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but just need to know a few things, how to make like the just principles of animation, just like simple bouncing ball, and then everything kind of flows from there. You really like Far Cry series. I hope you enjoy Far Cry 6. Oh, whoever will take me. I'm an older. I see. Sure. I mean, you still got time, I guess. Yeah, just have fun with what you're doing at the moment, and yeah. I never knew that I wanted to go into games. It happened. All of I mean, it was very naturally it started. Got the opportunity to work on Uncharted 4, and yeah, from ever since from then I just kept working on games. Initially I just wanted to work for like movies. That was my like kind of goal, but then you never know how life takes turns, and you get a good opportunity and you're like, okay, I'm gonna take this and keep going. Yeah, so an initial goal is important, but over the time things can change and change, and you might actually like something more than what you're actually doing. Yeah, now the since eyes are leading, looks much better. Tried using could never grasp the aspect of damage design. Are you a 2D animator, Joel? See if I can make change to what I have always felt. Fingers crossed. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck with whatever you're doing, and I hope you find your next opportunity and see where it goes. So let's see. Right, let me just talk a little bit about eyes. I made some notes, so why not? Why don't we just go through this? So like everybody say, eyes are the windows to your heart. So kind of when you look at someone's eyes, you pretty much know what's happening or like their emotions. Eyes are pretty expressive in the entire face. So the big part of the eyes would be your pupils, the way you dart, the way you blink, and the way you look. Changes from your personality, your emotions, and the state of which state of emotion you are in. It conveys a lot. So, mm, oh, you've been a graphic designer for 20 years. That's cool, Joel. Um, so why are darts so important? Can you guys let me know if the music is still hot? Still pretty loud. Just wanted to. Music is fine. Perfect. All right. So, why are darts so important? Eye darts reflect the human thought process, and eye dart shows the character emotion state. So when you are thinking, there's actually a video where I've seen a while ago, like, you know, when they're interrogating people, or when you're talking to a person who has committed a crime or done something wrong, it's very hard to like the interrogative person will look at the person's eyes and their body language. So eyes kind of give away a lot of I mean emotions and the state of mind, I guess. So you can easily catch like, is the person lying or is the person saying the truth? And even when you talk to your friends or family, and when you have to like think about something, you kind of either kind of go into a thought process. When you're emotional, or when you're shy, you kind of look down because you can't look into someone's eyes. And so eye darts are very important. And at the same time, emotional eye darts happen when you're searching for information, when the character is relaxed or when the character is in a weak state and in a social conduct. So, yeah, like that's pretty straightforward. So try to look into and observe more into like what the eyes are doing when you look at the person next time, so you will know like it's a very interesting thing to look into because they're very expressive, and how much a person blinks and how much a person stares at you, or kind of like if that person is into you. There's so much you can take away from this from the eyes. So, and the lack of eye darts, the opposite to what we are discussing, would be when the character is tensed or angry, when the character is in a strong status, where when the character is like trying to maybe scream at you or trying to get his point across, he would be like literally staring at you, and without any blinks and darts, he would be just talking to you because he want to show that strong personality, want to get his point across. Or when you kind of zoned out, so you kind of don't blink or don't dart, both. So that's kind of in a nutshell everything, what eyes and what eye darts are. So let's take that out. So before we have seen the eyes were doing kind of squinty eyes, and now we kind of make them into neutral. And then we kind of let it lead. Now it has more personality to it. Before it was very robotic, like eyes doing nothing. So that's good. And I just want a little bit white space. So let's push the eye. Be time. Usually the character should have the both pupils working together. But in this case, like, I don't know, this rig isn't doing that, but never mind, we can still do this. Do you work on the Far Cry 6 cinematics that was released, or do you work on the in-game character? I'm actually working in between, which is not in-game. I mean, it's kind of in-game. I wouldn't call it a gameplay nor cinematics. It's a special feature. It's very similar to the cinematic side, where you go in the game, you go to the character and you kind of interact. So that's the feature or the mode I'm working in. So you can call it in-game cinematic mode. Yeah, but it's not a gameplay. I don't do any STPs or takedowns. Thanks, Big Club. You know what? Let me put this over here. Oh god. I can't make it work to stay on top, so I put it on the side. Okay. Alright, so where do we take this? Working fine right now, as it is. So let's kind of this is more angry. Let me see. Let me first do a little bit of torso movement so we know that it's not just the head but the body moving. Move this. Rig is pretty slow. Let's say the character is sitting down. So we don't have to. When you're sitting down, most of the movement is in the chest. That's your torso, not from the root, from your pelvis. So let's animate this guy. So, so since usually we go from the bottom up, because whatever the bigger move, then we go. But since we started off with head being the bigger move, we're going to select the RX The RX, yes, RX. Let's select. Select the RX and hit there. Last time stream was pretty serious about like me just jumping into animation and trying to like I don't know, like going through the whole workflow. I would still want to do that, but at the same time I kind of want to keep this stream more like conversation based. So you guys can ask me anything industry related, animation related, software related. But we can go from there so that it can be more conversational, because at CG Spectrum you would still have the mentors kind of guiding you around and explaining more about the workflow and more detail animation side. So I don't want to go deep into that, but I still want to touch bases on majority of the stuff that I wanted to share. Let's see. So what I did here is last time, because we considered head being the biggest move, we animated the head turning. So now we're just copying that curve to our chest. But since the head still leads the torso, we're gonna offset. So the head should move, then the chest should move. So in that case, since we just copied the head and the chest, let me show you. That's the head. That's the chest. Oh, sorry. This is the head, the chest. So we select RX of the head, RX of the chest. So they're pretty similar curves. So what we do is select the RX of the chest and push 2 frames. 2 frame. It should start. Sorry. It should start later. So that means you need to push 2 frames in the front. So what is happening is, if you select the RX of the head is moving, but the torso is still in its place. It only moves once the head starts moving. So maybe we can have just 1 frame. Let's see how that works. That works actually better. And we can still, since we got the base curve, like a basic start for the curve, now we can go ahead and work with the curve that we got, and we can tweak with the timing and weighted tangents, and then you break the tangent and see what you can do. Okay, does having a 2D animation background helps with 3D animation in Maya? How do you get past the technical side with working with Graph Editor? That's a good question, Kay. 2D background helps tremendously. At the same time, a completely 3D noob, like the the person who has no idea about 2D can also do 3D. It's basically a tool that is like Maya is just a tool, like 3D tools. So if you can use this and still apply your 2D knowledge, I think you will go a long way. Like you can, I think you can get around things faster. The only thing you should able to know, oh, how do I use the graph editor? How do I use the channel box and everything? So how do you get past the technical side with working with a graph editor? So in 2D, you work with the pose to pose, right? You draw a character in a pose and then a character in a pose, and then you have an in between. And then yeah, and then you will have a breakdown, which means so then you know that the character is going from A to B, and having that a breakdown to create the desired move. So in 3D animation, we work with the graph editor, which is basically the timeline. So this shows the speed of the character. So like, let's say this spine is moving from A to B. So do you want, this is like how fast is it going from here to here, and how an extent it should go is depends on the up and down movement of the keys. So if you know this and then the timing, the side to side, I guess you pretty much would know how to navigate around with graph editor. So basically you can go set a key, pose all your characters according to like your 2D as you do your 2D, and then pose another character, and then you have a breakdown. And the only thing you should be worried about is your timing, how to get from here to here with a good amount of time, and how do you offset. Yeah, I think I believe I answered your question, but to be honest, your 2D background should be it should be a plus to you. It should definitely help you to be able to actually get more stronger poses and appealing poses in your 3D character. Moving very robotic, so I want to just I'm really last stream someone asked me to show some fingers, my workflow with the finger animation. So once we do finish this, we can jump onto that. I did actually prepare some notes on the hand poses, hands in general, not just fingers, but like how you why do you animate hands and how important hands are for gestures. So we can go through this later in the stream if we have time. But today, basically, like I wanted to finish this head turn, give more personality to this head turn, not just being a very robotic turn. Where is everyone from? Like, I know that there are some Australian students from States and from Canada. You guys can like tell me where you're from and what's the time over there. Osito. You're from Spain. Cool. You don't get the tangents in the graph editor? What are the weighted tangents and why we work with that? When you rotate X, shift to 0, did not. When you rotate. Are you talking about this value? Zeta? So basically, how the tangents work is I like to do weighted tangents so that I have more control on my curve, how fast ease in and ease out I want with my curve. I usually don't break them like this because then your curve is going at a speed and then there will be a hitch here, like what's happening over there, you don't understand. So you do want your curves to be kind of cleaner. At the same time, instead of having another key here, you can actually pull this curve so it's actually favoring that imaginary key that you wanted to have there. Yes, that. Okay, so at default all your values will be at 0, but when you move this to the right, it goes minus the negative curves, and then when you go to your you go to your screen right, then you have it positive. So it basically depends on which side, because the rigger has designed this, the default value. So wherever you are, you move your curve, and then you're like, no, I want it to go back to the default wherever my character is actually standing, then you just hit this and hit 0. It'll go back to the same. So these are the values that defines which direction your character is moving and the direction, like which side and how far. And the horizontal side is all about the timing. So if your character let's say is moved this far from the 0 point, from the default to here, and how far is she coming from here to here defines your timing. So if you move it closer, then your character is moving from this pose to here much quicker. So that's really fast. So we want it to be like more natural, so we push the keys, so then we get a pretty decent timing, because timing is very important in 3D. So you're actually like having a nice timing with that cushion. So that's why we use that, and these values determine that. So basically this value, how far you're pushing the character to turn, and this curve from this point to here, how fast you're making that move happen. Just keep those two in your mind, so you know the speed and the distance. North Carolina, Michelle, hello, welcome. Okay, hey, UK, London. Have you worked with Maya 3D journalists? Do you think it's possible to be good at animation and other things in 3D? Yes. There are some people that are really interested in technical side. So I would say you can be both. You can be really good at animation, at the same time you can have really strong technical skill sets. Like you could be doing rigging, you could be doing a bit of everything. I mean, it depends on what's your interest. You still can select that route. But if people are so confused in not knowing what they're going for, what they're selecting, then I always recommend them just like specific path, either like a rigger, modeler, or animator. So yeah, but it is possible that a journalist can be good at animation and do other things. I am from Canada, so I'm at the moment here in Toronto, but I moved from California, so. But originally, like, I'm born in India, so yeah. You cannot, sorry, I missed, I think, these chats. You can scroll to, there more 5 in my 35 in the. No, you could go, like, let's say, I could like literally twist her to like that, minus 159. There are a few riggers that will limit how far you can go, but yeah, I mean, sometimes they want the rig to do like crazy stuff, so you could go as further as possible, but it's always better to keep looking at the 3D character and make sure it is in model. You don't want to go off model, so keep that, just keep that in mind. What's the best editor you recommend? Graph editor. Definitely. You don't want that rebound. Let's got it. You. You have chosen symmetry off. What do you mean by that? I feel like I need to move this. It's let's copy this curve to the bottom. Maybe we can just offset that. And then this, we can go to this curve and just tone it down. That's better. Or Z, I guess that is. Oh, there's already keys. Oh. I'm just animating some RZs, like the up and down and the shoulder, just like to get that, because in 2D you can push things, but in 3D you gotta make things look more keep alive, so you gotta move things around. Next to the live surface, it's off. Where is the of the symmetry? Oh, this one? I don't think we use this. I don't know what this whole thing is. The main tools, what you have to remember is you make sure your surface select or off, your curves. Basically to go like navigate around. So to be honest, you really don't have to know every single tool in Maya. If that's like more very technical, like you can be like a Maya expert to know what things, every single thing works. But usually to animate, if you can navigate around and move things around, that's all actually matters. If you are like lighting and rendering artist, then you might want to know this. If you're animator, if you're a modeler, then a rigger, modeler, sculpting, or poly modeling. So yeah, because at the moment at work, I work with Motion Builder, which is another Maya software. But for the stream purpose, for the CG Spectrum, I'm using actually Autodesk Maya. So it will take for me a long time to navigate around because at work, I'm completely using a different tool. But the basic interface, like how things have to move, are same. So for example, if you use After Effects and Photoshop, they both are very similar, but very different at the same time. So, yeah, I would say I can actually go find out what that is. But at the moment for the animation, I've never used that. Let's open the browser a little bit more. We did the up and down, which is kind of like imitating the lids with the brows last time. So, which is like them going down and then coming up. So for this, I wanted it to be a surprise. So let's say once it goes here, we wanted it to be what's the time in Spain and London? I bet it's too early. Or afternoon? North Carolina could be my time zone, like probably like somewhere in between the Eastern and the Pacific time. One AM in Barcelona. Oof. Do you stay up this late? That's pretty late over there. I know, I was trying to like ask them like where are all like a lot of people who are at CG Spectrum. It's an Australian school, so I'm not sure like what is the timing for me here in Canada. It is like at least on the east side, Toronto. It's 7 p.m. 7:06. So it's not quite late for me here, but I was wondering like if it's okay for other people. I guess it's like I guess you guys can always refer back to the live stream, saved stream onto YouTube, so should be good. Thanks for staying up late and watching my stream. I hope this is useful. I feel like today's a bit slow. Last time I kind of went through a lot of stuff. Here it's basically just like finessing things. Let's give some mouth. Shape the lips. Default. What's happening there? Oh, you're not supposed to move these? Thanks, Kay. Midnight. Wow. Thanks for answering my questions. My last question is, have you ever tried making a 3D animation short film before in Maya? Is mocap a good for making shorts in 3D? I would say Maya is better for making shorts. Maya and Blender. Mocap is mainly used for capturing the motion. So I would say stick more to Maya or Blender. And have I ever tried making 3D short film in Maya? Yes, I did. When I was at Academy of Art University in San Francisco, I did my master's over there. So I made my thesis short film, and it is a 3-minute short, and I did everything in Maya. Actually, me and my other good friend, we both co-animated the short. So yes. Are you planning to make a short film? Okay. Zico, welcome. You like 3D work. Are you an animator? Okay, let's animate these. I feel like we shouldn't move these. Be there. What is happening? You were 2D ZBrush, Kaziko. I'm bad for animation. So are you an advanced in ZBrush. Um, not sure. I'm not sure. I can't speak for all the animators. But hey, yes, that's my plan. I'm a director and I would like to use 2D/3D as well to tell stories besides having to work in live action to tell stories. That's awesome. That's a good goal. For you, ZBrush is like 3D. 2D and 3D. Thanks, Kay, for stopping by. Have a nice day. Let's do some mouth. And then the jaw. So this is the side-to-side lips and up and down, and these two curves, and this one is for the jaw. So let me just key these and see. Here oh, hold up, I think I have to animate this, not this. Okay. And here have it open and are you leaving, Kazuko? Have a nice day. You guys seem to be like kind of tired. Usually I can go through a lot. Since we already have this in a really good spot, I guess. Kinda slow. Zico, you're French. Bonjour. Let's open. I'm actually trying to learn French. Ubisoft headquarters is in France. So we have a lot and Quebec as well, like in Montreal, so we have to have conversations in Quebecois, which kind of similar to French. So yeah, it's very, in of course Canadian main language to one is English and French. So I gotta learn, and it's really tough, really tough. Trying to I mean, my pronunciation is like terrible, but can you differentiate between a Quebecois and French? Kaziko? Oh, it's actually in France, in Paris, I guess. Our main headquarters, and we do have one in Quebec. Taran. If you don't mind, I have a general question. It must be case by case. How long would you work on a specific animation, like a shot or a 10 seconds of animation, for example? For a 10 second, it depends how many characters I have. Let's say anywhere between one month. I'm talking about like I'm actually like kind of looking into when I was a student. I don't want to say how much time does it take right now because I have 7 to 8 years experience, and that wouldn't actually justify in me giving a specific amount of time, because then I don't want you guys to be like, oh my god, I have to finish in so and so specific time. Over the time, you build up your speed and your skill sets, and you get around things much faster. So if I have to go back to the time when I was a student and I was animating a 10-second and a 15-second animation for my demo reel, I finished my entire 3-shot demo reel in 3 months. So let's say a month or 2 for a 10-second, but it was a 2 dialogue. I can actually show you guys my demo reel. Let me pull that out. Yeah, so it differs, but you can improve your speed. So let's say in a month, if you can like really lock down, if you're doing it like 8 hours per day, then I would say, let's say in a month, I guess, or 3 weeks. But I used to work on my shots after my school, like actually doing my thesis and then work on my demo reel shot. So based on that, spending like 3 to 4 hours per day would take me a month to finish. And then again, the polishing, you can take however long you want. It's just like finishing things, right? You've already got your animation, you've already got your like all the poses right, and everything is working, and you just want that extra finishing going on. So that would take more time, and it's up to your like how far you want to take that shot. But an actual general timeline would be a month. Ubisoft is a big company. Yes, it is. We have branches actually in San Francisco as well, in States. You have a friend there. He's a concept artist. That's cool. Which branch is he in? If he's in like Toronto, maybe I can hit him up, like say hi, because we have this actually all over the world. All the Ubisoft people can chat on the general chat group, I guess. He's in France. Okay, nice. Cool. I've read a background story on Ubisoft. They have a really interesting story. That's true. I mean, every company has their own interesting stories. Well, since I'm still at Ubisoft, I can't talk anything about it. But we'll keep it as the interesting story. We'll keep it at there. You're welcome, Taryn. All right, let's take this. I feel like today's stream is very conversational. I like it because I think I'm kind of tired. Seems like I didn't take this head turn any further. But we have a long way to go. I'll be streaming till April, I guess. So I'll try to plan out more fun stuff for you guys to show. And maybe like take you down animating a shot and like break down like how do I plan out a shot and everything. Let me open my demo reel. Kazuko. Your English. No, don't worry. Thank you so much. So the thing I was trying to say is I will try to go step by step animating, and if there is something that you don't understand, you can always ask me on the stream chat. I'll try to answer it as much as I can. So let me show you guys the all right. Yeah, so this is a two-person dialogue. So this actually took me about a month and a half, I guess. So these two characters are from Malcolm, and I modded them. I actually added some eyelids, some hair. I puffed the arms. You guys know how Malcolm is, very scrawny dude or very scrawny female characters. So then added some jewelry and then some costume. Made sure I put a plane and I projected like a cafe scene in the background. And then I added this. Like just made sure that my staging is good. And they're at the cafe. This guy is very interested in this girl. And she's also a bit flirty. And I found a dialogue online from some random movie. Like I just wanted to... something that kind of like looks like they both are interested and flirty with each other. And I just made a whole scene about like them at cafe. So this is the staging. So this is actually like 10-second dialogue. So my all three shots in my demo reel, one is 15 seconds, one is 10-second dialogue. The one is two-person. This is 10-second two-person. 15-second is one-person dialogue. And then I have a pantomime shot. A pantomime shot could be anything like body mechanics or someone talking nothing but doing something. So that's a pantomime. So yeah, let me know if you guys hear the sound. Music. Hold up. Let me know if you guys hear it clearly or if it's
You know, you got a good sense of humor. You actually do.
Hey, thanks. I don't need you to tell me that.
That's it. Hey Rush, going good. Do you use ArtStation? Kazuko. Yes, I do, but I don't know if I have anything. As a student, I used to use a lot to take references. Thank you. Thank you. Let me play that and then I can go through. I wouldn't like if I see right now, I can say, "Oh my God, I can like work more on the lip sync. I can do more." Like there's a lot to do, right? Over the time. Um you kind of feel like, "Oh, I can push things. I can do things." But
You got a good
overall,
sense of
as a
humor. You
student, I feel
actually
like
do.
Thanks. I don't need you to tell me that.
like you see like everything in the eyes, right? Like she is shy at the same time flirty. He in the beginning had himself turned this way because he's like, I don't know if this girl likes me or not, because it's all about the body language, right? If you want to show that confidence, then you project it out to her. If you're not that confident, then you're like turning away. You're like, if she say no, I'm just gonna run away. So um there a lot goes into it. Like she's like from the beginning very flirty and very like sweet character, and he's like acting cool, so his projection is more towards us. But once she started like having a little bit flirtiness and like talking sweet,
You got a good sense of humor. You actually do.
Thanks.
complimenting,
I don't need you.
and then he's like, okay, this girl likes me, I'm gonna project it towards her, and I'm like, I can talk to her now more confidently.
To tell me that.
And we just talk about the eye dart, how important they are. Is like when you're shy, you kind of look down and then like you take two darts up and then you look at the character. So there's a lot going on in their facial expression. Like you literally, when you even just you pause the scene and you look at that, you can see that that you can take away like, oh, they both like each other, and they're both flirting, and they're both um you wouldn't be like, oh, they both are having a business talk. That wouldn't be it, right? So, like, your facial expression, the way the person looks, and your staging should give away what your shot is all about. At every stage, when you pause, you literally know what's happening because it's all in her eyes. Um, Thank you, Kazuko. Very good. Movements. Lightning in the eyes. Yes. Thanks, Darren. Yeah, so this is like a good example shot for like a two-person dialogue and how you can stage things and how you can give away what your shot is from just one screen capture. You cannot say they're sad, you cannot say they're having a serious talk, you cannot say they're in a business meeting. You can literally say, oh, they both are interested, or at least they're flirty.
Tell me that.
Yeah, in
First shot, sounded like a firecracker. I looked over and I saw him. I could tell he was hit. Don't know why I didn't react.
that's a 15-second dialogue. And I could have done a lot better, but it's a very, very this guy went through a really rough time losing a soldier, or like I had a backstory. Like whenever I do my shots, I have a backstory. Um I can work. Yes. I did actually did an internship at Pixar. So technically, yes, I did work for Pixar. Um so whenever I animate, or whenever I plan out a shot, I mod them according to the backstory. Where is this character coming from? Uh, why is this character here and why is he saying that dialogue from a random movie? Like, and yeah, my backstory for this is like he went through a really rough time in the military and he lost some soldiers and he's saying it with very pain and he's not the same person's like the other two characters. Like he's a captain and he's gone through a lot and I wanted to show that he's very sturdy person. So that's what I wanted to portray. And animation wise, yes, I can have improved. That's the reason we are in the industry, right? We as a students we learn and then we jump into the industry, we try to learn things and grow as a person and our skill set gets more and more better every time. Yeah.
First shot, sounded like a firecracker. I looked over and I saw him. I could tell he was hit. Don't know why I didn't react.
This thing, you know that he's going into the thought process, like him looking down, like going back to that memory where like why he didn't was able to react and save them. And it's like he just kept looking down. He's like trying to recall all those memories. So that's where one more thing is why you don't have blinks and why you don't have a lot of darts. Maybe there will be a slight little darts, but doing a shot like this is pretty tough because you're not moving much, but you still have to convey that emotion by doing nothing, by animating nothing. So yeah. How many times do you have worked on this animation? How long have I worked on this animation? I would say this one too about a month. Like I was doing the first two-person dialogue and this one-person dialogue at the same time. So first I move on to the first, and then for a few days I work, and then I need to like refresh myself. I'm like, oh, let me just work something else, so that the more and more you're staring at a shot, you kind of like, you don't find your own mistakes. You feel like, oh, everything is working. Then you take your eyes away, go to another shot, and then come back to this one. Then you're like, oh my God, I can find things are not working. And then you go and fix things around. So I like to juggle between two shots, but I would spend at least 3 weeks on one shot. Once I get it to a good shape, like later in the polishing and finishing stage, I like to take my eyes off and jump onto the next one. So I can kind of nitpicky my own shot. So, and sometimes mirroring the shot, so I can flip this, mirror it, and can see that, oh, things are kind of funky or working kind of crazy. So it's a good way. And one of the best lip syncs animation. Oh, thank you. Do you work on the expression first or the lip sync first? Expression. Definitely expression. I would suggest get all your emotions, like expressions, right, and the lip sync is the last. Yeah, because if your lip sync works and then you're just like doing a puppet, right? But if your emotions work, then your lip syncs are kind of supporting the emotion, so that sometimes you can have a flare in the lip, or I don't know, like do all crazy, like you can give that personality to that facial expression. Hey Stu. Where do you find your dialogue? I still have such a hard time just finding a dialogue to animate. Where do I find my dialogue? That's a good question. There are a couple of websites. Maybe next time I can bring a list of websites, but at the moment I don't have anything in top of my head. But I can actually make a whole list where you guys can find good dialogues. Um, and yeah, that way, like, maybe like you can keep that as a record for yourself and like find things. But I think there are like a couple of websites. As a student, I used to use few, but I don't want to give wrong information, so let me go do my homework and I'll come up with some links where you can find them. That way, yeah, it's kind of like it's a work. You gotta go into that website, sit and like listen to every single dialogue and see which resonates with you, what hits you like, oh, I wanted to do. 11 seconds, yes, is a good place, but you don't want your demo reel to look like every other animator. So if you're gonna select a dialogue from 11 second, then how are you gonna stand out with your dialogue and your animation? People will be like, oh, I heard this somewhere. When someone hear my dialogues on my demo reel, there's no one has done this before. Either they have took my dialogue and worked on that, but they have never selected this specific dialogue. So that's why I like to go to websites online where you can find like 3-second, 10-second, 5-second dialogues from these websites where you can find your unique dialogue that speaks with you and you'll be like, I really wanted to animate this dialogue. So I would say like stand out with your reel. So like something that nobody has done before. And mod your characters in a way that they look way different compared to any other characters. This is again Malcolm, and then the body is like Norman. So I modded it to look a certain way. So I would highly encourage you guys to kind of make your demo reel look way different compared to your competitors. Kazuko, you're gonna go to sleep. All right. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good night. Current, yes. Yeah, I mean, these are the things that you just, if you guys can keep in mind, like when you're doing your demo reel, you would, yeah, you would actually stand out and you'd be like, nobody has done this before, and I'm the first one. This is a pantomime, which I haven't completed. That's why I put work in progress. This is just like my kind of staging, I would say. It's like all intersecting, nothing's working, but I think I wanted to keep this shot in my demo reel just to show my thought process, like why this character is doing this. Like, it's a fantasy character, right? Like, it's like he's a blend between Tarzan and like these fantasy miniature characters. So I just wanted to do a body mechanic where he's acting not like a human, and how is he going and plucking this grape. And yeah, that's a pretty simple one, but I just wanted to know, like, I wanted to show the recruiters or in the companies my thought process, but from this animation and from this, they already know I'm a good animator. They don't have to see my complete version. They have to see my thought process, my acting ideas of this. So here, of course, like animation, nothing working because it's still in working progress. But it's just the idea. And this is where like yeah, this is where it Greek myth, yes. Yeah, so these are just literally these three are the shots that I put it on my demo reel for Pixar. So I haven't applied. So right after my graduation, I had this demo reel that I worked for 3 months, and I applied this to Pixar and I got the internship. So I would highly recommend and encourage people to work on one shot at least to start off with and finish it. Finish it to a really good quality. And this was my shot. These two are the ones. This two-person dialogue is my special, like a hero shot for my demo reel. He's like, recruiters have only, let's say, 10 seconds in their schedule to spare to like look at the demo reels, right? So when they click your demo reel, the first shot is what catches their eye. What you put in your first shot is what gets you the job. So if your demo reel shot, like you're the best work, if you can spend extra time on that, get it polished and get it looking really good with all the lighting, render and everything, that one shot is enough for you to get the job, because they know that you know how to select your shots, your thought process, your acting choices, your staging, your acting, your animation, like your sense of art, like like artistic eye, everything. So everything goes off like from one shot. So if you guys like get that, and that's it, you will get the job with just one shot. So I would highly recommend just like getting that one shot planned out, and keep working on that. Take it to the polish. We want her to have like a more surprise mouth open, so actually one more good tip is every animator have a desk mirror that they put on their desk, because yes, you have some references, like you can shoot yourself, but at the same time sometimes you want to look at yourself and see like what are your mouth shapes doing, how are you like changing your expressions. Very important. So that's a good actually a tip. I have a huge mirror onto my left, so I kind of look at myself and like always whenever I'm like teaching at CG Spectrum, like there's a sit to stand, I kind of like act out, so I know like what exactly my body is doing, like according to like am I using more of my hips or my torso, like what is leading that movement. So if you act it out, you exactly know what's the main driving force of that movement. So I want to make an O, like before I go to the bigger move, I just want it to go in, so it's like what? So it's like the lips go in and then they go out. Kind of like a surprise. You don't want that TY. So we are about to end in 10 minutes. Sorry guys, today seemed to be like a bit tired, but next week let's finish this and then we start the hand animation. But I'm glad today was more of a chat, like a conversation. So I'm actually happy to talk to you guys at the same time show you, because in the class, like in the Q&As at CG Spectrum, you gotta like kind of like learn everything like more in detail. So I do want to keep these live streams a little bit more lighter and more conversational. Let's see how this goes. Hard to talk and animate at the same time, but I'll try. Let's not close the too much. Mission. Thank you. Sorry. Today I think yeah, as I said, I could have finished this, but I hope you guys take something out of like my demo reel and then just planning out the shot. So yeah, I just kind of kept it a little light today. But I can go through this shot next week more in depth and more in detail. Let's finish this and let's render it out too. Like, I mean, just a play blast. Like, you know, when you go here, you blast it out. Head turn. So first, let me select my destination file. There. Alright, so I select my destination folder and then I say I don't have an MOV format, so let's say AVI. And then this is basically I'm blasting this out. Like it's because we are seeing this in real time right now, right? So I'm actually making it a play blast, which we call it as like a temp render. Like what you see in your viewport, you're just like rendering out 24 frames per second. But yeah, so this is like a good spot to like look at how your shot is working, because sometimes Maya can be a little bit laggy and your real time here will be slower. But when you look at your when you play blast it, when you right click and you play blast, that's when your actual timing works. That's what you will be putting in your demo reel as well. What you see here is what you see here. But the play blast is what actually you're supposed to put on your reel. kind of gave it very subtle. You can push it further. Oh, we need to put the default. Let's put this at the default 0, or maybe a wide open. What do you guys do you guys join Mark's live stream? Anyone from this stream? I was like on his stream for a bit. I saw him playing with Play-Doh. That seems fun. On the lips to if we You haven't. Yeah, he's actually the animation director of CG Spectrum. So he's actually, I think, doing more like walk cycles and some body mechanics. So I'm actually doing more acting, more cinematic style. So it's like a good blend if things that you guys wanted to learn more about, like walk cycles, body mechanics, physicality stuff, you can check out Mark's stream. Animation director, he has a good stuff, I guess. And he's a pretty funny guy, so I'm pretty sure you guys will enjoy. Oh, I gotta make this into default. So basically, I'm just like trying to animate the lips and the mouth just to get like a basic relaxed. Yeah, Karen, check him out. He's a pretty cool instructor. Like, he's very funny, so you'll like him. I wasn't into I didn't go further into his stream to see like what did he do. But I do know that he was playing with the Play-Doh. I'm like, I'm interested in what did he end up making. All right, I think kind of end it here. I'm still not happy with the whole mouth, but we'll try to push it next week and have a little bit more expression. For now, we just know that at least the eyes are moving. The eyes are leading with the head. They're leading the head, so everything is like in a good spot. We can push it. We can have a little bit more squash and stretch and work from there. But yeah, that's you. So that's what we have for now, and we're about 7:57 into almost 2 hours into the stream, so I will try to finish this next week and maybe do some hand and finger animation where I think we can go through this. Why and how are hands important, and why is gesturing very important when you're doing a character. Yeah, and I'm glad that I went through my demo reel, my student like 7 years back demo reel, so that yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I think maybe because we changed our time here in Toronto, like could be like the time difference, I guess. But usually it is 6 p.m. EST, Eastern Time, which is Toronto time. So yeah, we kind of like there is a daylight saving, so we turn our clock, so could be that's the confusion, but thank you. Come next time. Thank you so much, Big Glob, Taran. Awesome. So on that note, I will be ending this stream, and thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you guys next Saturday, same time, 6 p.m. And hopefully we can go through a lot more. But till then, take care and good night, good day. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.